Yo, what is good, Mets Nation? Welcome back to Mets Media. This is Richie, and this video is definitely not going to be the happiest one because I want to give you guys an injury report about our two players that is devastating news that are indeed injured, and that is Francisco Lindor and Jacob deGrom. And I just want to give you guys my thoughts on what the New York Mets need to do in order to, have that next man up mentality, the bench mob, and I just want to give you guys my thoughts of this news. So with that being said, before I hop into the video, I just want to mention, if you guys are new to Mets Media, please do not forget to smash that subscribe button, and if you want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, that is at nymets_media, and if you enjoyed the video, please do not forget to thumbs it up. With that being said, let's jump right in. So first off, we're going to start about Francisco Lindor. I feel like this is so upsetting because Lindor, I really genuinely believed he was on the verge to break out. He always was known to be a second-half player and playoff performer in Cleveland, and we know that his start to the Mets career has been not good at the plate, rather. In April, it was terrible. In May, he gradually got a little better, but still wasn't consistent. June definitely was trending in the right direction, and then in July, he was slashing numbers that we're used to seeing. If you look at his last 30 games, he was slashing around 270 average and looking like the Francisco Lindor we signed, and it's really unfortunate because even the game we got hurt, he had a base hit. And I really felt like in the second half of the season, Lindor was going to have a very good performance at the plate. And what happens? He strains his oblique, which could be a long time, guys. This is very devastating for the New York Mets. I feel like Francisco Lindor could be out for 1 to 2 months. Hopefully it's less. Everybody's bodies reacts differently. But what Francisco Lindor's value on this team is way more than his ability to play defense. Him playing shortstop. He's the leader. He's the camaraderie guy. He organizes the defense. He calls people out. He makes sure that the second baseman's lined up there, third baseman's lined up, first baseman. He's always on the mound talking to the pitcher, communicating. He's so valuable on the defensive side of things where we don't even understand that what he does on the field, even when the ball's not even hit his way. There's so many examples I could bring up that Francisco Lindor has benefited the New York Mets defensively, and then even him at the plate. Like I said, I felt like he was trending in the right direction. So for him to go out right now with an oblique, it's scary. Definitely, you can't sugarcoat it. It's definitely not good news for the New York Mets. He also said this is the first time in his career that something like this happened to him. So he's going to deal with that adversity. I feel like this New York Mets team has been known to deal with adversity properly. The best teams and the best people in this world are the ones that can deal with that adversity and turn it into prosperity. And I feel like Lindor has a great mindset. He's going to go through his rehab assignments. He's going to make sure that he can get back on the field whenever he gets healthy for the playoff run, as we can hope. And it's definitely devastating, but I think we got Jonathan Villar is going to fill in for the shortstop role. Leo Guillorme is also going to play that role. And then the question is, what are we going to do within the trade market? Are we going to get a little more aggressive, knowing that Lindor might be out for an extended period of time? That's going to be interesting. So let me know in the comments what you think the Mets should do when it comes leading up to the trade deadline. And then we pivot into Jacob deGrom. He is on pace to having an MVP caliber season, Cy Young season, one of the greatest seasons of all time. And he starts off the second half on the IL with forearm tightness. This is very frustrating, and I know Jake is extremely frustrated. You can see it in his interview. He is very upset because he knows the only way he can go out there and make the Mets a playoff team and help him out and even go for his individual goals like the Cy Young and MVP, need to be able to play. And he said this is the first time that an injury was caused from throwing. All the other previous ones were from swinging the bat. So this is a little concerning. He said that he's not going to be throwing until the forearm tightness goes away. The only thing we could hope for is in 10 days after the IL stint is completed that he's fine and he can pitch. But that's the best case scenario. You never know what can linger. You don't know if it's tied into something greater. This is definitely devastating for the New York Mets. He is obviously the greatest pitcher in the world, and it's just unfortunate that he has to deal with these naggy injuries all throughout the season. But luckily, we do have some great pitching right now with Taijuan Walker. I know he's coming off a terrible performance, but I know that he'll bounce back. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Stroman. Tyler McGill has been a revelation. I feel like we're going to be in the market for another pitcher. We also have Carlos Carrasco coming back, which is huge. I feel like he's coming at such a big time for the New York Mets. We need pitching right now, especially with deGrom on the IL. And yeah, guys, that's my thoughts of Lindor and deGrom going on the injured list. It's definitely devastating news, but we dealt with so many injuries in the beginning of the season to Jeff McNeil, Michael Conforto. Everybody's been injured at some point, and we had the bench mob plug in guys like Jonathan Villar, Kevin Pillar, all these guys came in, and these are players that we didn't expect to be, you know, everyday players, and they ended up being everyday players for the Mets for an extended period of time, and they're the ones that are leading the Mets right now into first place. So just keep that mindset that we've been through that adversity before. This New York Mets team knows what it takes to have that mindset and camaraderie as a club, to push through the injuries, have that next minute mentality, and I feel like this Mets ball club have done a phenomenal job, especially in the front office, bringing in the right guys whenever people get hurt. So the only thing we can do now is hopeful that Lindor and deGrom will be back as soon as possible, and for the people that fill in for their place can play at least decent baseball. So that's really my thoughts of the Lindor and deGrom injuries. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and that does it for this video, guys. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and let's go Mets. Peace.